In the red corner, Eric B. and Rakim. In the blue corner, EPMD.
Styles make fight, and we gotta fight. Let's get it.
I'm Chad. That's your man BA right there. EPMD versus Eric B. and Rakim. 5 rounds, track for track. The opener. Which artist makes the strongest opening statement? The most representative song? What you got for EPMD?
First of all, before y'all get all rowdy up in here, the biggest flex of group is telling their audience out the gate, you guys to chill. I go with none other than you guys to chill, man. It really defined what the sound of EPMD became. Laid back, confident, funky. The beat was insane. I mean, what else is there?
For Eric B. and Rakim, there is only one opener. I ain't no joke. Rakim walks in the door as an untouchable MC and never wastes a bar. One thing I found about this track, Rakim took 4 days to write this track and spent the rest of the week recording the song. So he spent a week on this track, and this is Rakim and Eric B. perfection. No warm-ups, no gimmicks. So you got EPMD, You Gots to Chill versus Eric B. and Rakim, I Ain't No Joke. Drop down in the comments, tell us who won that round. Who made the bigger classic, the hit? BA, tell me EPMD's hit.
Well, none other than Crossover, my friend.
Okay.
Crossover.
Come on.
By EPMD. Clearly their biggest record. Still gets played today. The replay value is insane. EPMD dropped a classic with Crossover, but immense commercial success off of that joint.
So for Eric B. and Rakim, the classic, the hit, you know what it is. It's Paid in Full. Because you know how he's digging in the pocket. He's coming up with lint. We got to do something about this. But look here. It's their most universally recognized record, and especially beyond hip-hop audiences. The Cold Cut remix turned this into an international crossover, man. Rolling Stone ranked this as the original as one of the 10 greatest hip-hop songs ever. Even people who don't know Eric B. and Rakim's catalog recognize this one. So for round 2, we got EPMD's Crossover versus Eric B. and Rakim's Paid in Full. Drop down in the comments, tell us who won that round. BA, this is the song that showcases the greater artistry, whether it's lyrics, production, performance, whatever we're talking about. So for Eric B. and Rakim, it's Follow the Leader, baby. Rakim said his internal rhyme technique came from writing rhymes vertically down the page. And he stacks them so quick and clean here, BA. But the biggest thing to me, the pockets. He moved from so many different pockets in this and never gets out of that stoic mood that he's always in. Because you know when Eminem's doing his rap god thing, Eminem's doing this. Rakim looks like this. He don't ever change. What I got for them, Follow the Leader. What you got for EPMD?
So I love the title of this. Which song showcases greater artistry? Artistry just isn't lyrical ability. It's a few things. I'm going with none other than Headbanger. Now, hear me out. Headbanger may be considered a posse cut, but it's an elite posse cut because Eric Sermon's production on this was elite. Yeah, you get intro to Red and K-Solo and a couple things, but what it demonstrated and what it became much later was the strength of the hit squad behind Eric Sermon's production. The skill is Headbanger because you get lyrics and you get production.
Round 3, EPMD's Headbanger versus Eric B. and Rakim's Follow the Leader. Who you got? Drop down in the comments and hit us up. The Legacy, BA, which song had the greater cultural impact? What you got for EPMD?
None other than Rampage.
Oh.
The first and third Def Jam artists together on one track. The chemistry between LL and EPMD on Rampage was phenomenal. The reason why I love it for the cultural impact is this was the song that launched the Hit Squad projects. This gave us what the Hit Squad would really become. It showcased superstar collaborations and literally how each artist could be featured but never overshine. And they did it within a sound that still is known today as that EPMD sound.
Eric B. and Rakim, I went with I Know You Got Soul. Yeah. Now, I know it's a classic. I don't have to explain that. But the reason I picked it for the legacy was the sampling. Because what they did was they took funk and they modernized it. And they created something other genres immediately started sampling back. But it was also where Rakim proved his technical lyricism could still move a party. Because he doesn't ever fight with the beat. He's as smooth in and out of his pockets as he always is. Round 4, the legacy, you got Rampage by EPMD versus Eric B. and Rakim's I Know You Got Soul. Drop down in the comments and tell us who won that round. And now, the knockout. The one song, one chance, winner takes all song. And you ain't heard it yet, so you know damn well which one I'm picking for Eric B. and Rakim. Look, this song right here, Don't Sweat the Technique, is one of the 10 best songs that's ever been made in hip-hop. You got a better chance of convincing me that I got cornrows than convincing me that there are 9 songs better than Don't Sweat the Technique. I just won't believe it. The bass line, the jazz, the funk, Rakim's lyrical precision, all of it just commands the room, and that song will never die. So I'm going with Don't Sweat the Technique. What you got for EPMD for the knockout round?
This is the song, in my opinion, where Eric Sermon hit his production peak. PMD was in top lyrical form. This timeless. This is the record that best represents EPMD. And the phrase goes, so what you saying? So what you saying was not just a statement record. It was a question within a question. It was that time, was they past their time? It was a time for more, a different approach in hip hop, as you will. Were we moving away from that? And they came back and simply reminded us, so what you saying? Still do this? Is you crazy? We do this at high levels. What's wrong with you? So for me, man, that knockout, that winner take all is so what you saying.
And there it is. The fighters are going back to their neutral corners. Round 5, Eric B. and Rakim's Don't Sweat the Technique versus EPMD. So what you saying? Drop down in the comments and tell us who won round 5. And there you see it on the screen right now. All 5 tracks, track for track. Drop down and tell us who takes this classic matchup, because your voting decides who might get into the first ballot Hall of Fame this year. That's it for me and BA. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Join us next week when we'll have more good shit for you, talking about that first class in the Rap Hall of Fame. Be good, y'all.